No, I got a 12 packet, I got about 5 or 6 of them left, and I've had it for about 3 months, I think. Without to touch it anymore.
There you go.
Okay, let's call our meeting to order. It is Tuesday, July 23rd, 2013. We'll begin with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Levin?
I'm here.
Commissioner Stacy?
Here.
Commissioner Zand?
Here.
Okay, let's begin with signing the journal and approving the minutes. Is there a motion?
Make a motion, we approve the journal as outlined.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay? All right, that
This was
passes.
fast anymore. Bridge Road.
Old business.
Old
Mrs. Wilson.
business, a couple things. I had brought up to the board, it's probably been about a month ago, that the chamber had asked about the mural on the side of the building. They were talking about maybe replacing that with a new one. The issue come across that there's some spots on the side of that building that are kind of bubbling out. Dean has talked to a gentleman that does some of that work, and our problem is gonna be, once you try to fix this little area, it's like basically painted over sand is what he described it as, and once you start trying to repair an area, he's gonna have difficulty with that area getting bigger as he's trying to go. So he's working up a quote for it, and he's gonna do kind of a worst case scenario, but we don't know what's behind the mural, so just wanted to let you guys know. And John Detweiler has been asking, and I'm not sure what kind of an answer to give him. If it's gonna be a huge renovation to take, worst case scenario, take the whole side of that building off to redo it, or if there's any other thoughts on how.
Because it's not the matter, the murals aren't affecting it, they just want to change their murals out.
Right.
But we don't, but our maintenance guys have installed them.
Yes,
So if we
and
change them out and then have to take them down for this repair is the
Yeah.
concern.
yeah,
It's because it's brick, isn't it? I
Is
mean,
it-
it's painted brick?
I don't know.
it's like a
Painted block?
stucco.
Okay, okay.
It's really fine. And Dean had actually brought me a sample of what was peeling off, and it really does just feel like sand. I think there's brick underneath
Behind
it. I think is what maintenance
A block
said, but
or
it's
something.
it's like this.
I think it's just a stucco, and stucco
Is that
is
what it-
like a
okay.
sandy,
Yeah.
once it crumbles, like a sandy thing. What is it, it's not painted on, it's a decal that they put over it? Is that the mural?
The murals are on a
murals
or they're either, I don't know if
canvas.
it's canvas or something, but they're hanging there.
Yeah.
They're hung, but our department, or the
They
maintenance. put
screwed
them up.
fast, or they're
They're
not
on
hanging
a
like a painting?
bracket.
Like-
No, there's a bracket that's
Okay.
into the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
top
they-
and bottom, I think.
I mean, I guess we can leave it there, but we didn't know what was behind the mural. We still don't know until they get the mural down. If there's something, if that small area below it is getting worse as we're putting it back up.
Can they go ahead and, just talking out loud, hang the mural, the new mural that they want, and then if we have to do a bunch of work there, take it down, set it aside, do our work?
And I'm sure they could.
Yeah, I mean, if it's an overlay to the stucco, I mean, as I envision, you got stucco, some of the stucco's coming off, and you got this overlay, this mural that's over top of it. Is that what it is?
It just hangs on.
Okay, so it's
It's
an
just a
overlay.
bracket that's screwed into the
Like a-
wall.
like-
It's
like
like
that.
hanging
Yeah,
a picture. So
I don't
it's just
think
a
it's
matter
that-
of.
Even if they repair it, if the little area becomes a little bit bigger area, I mean, if it was painted on, then maybe it's a little different, but,
Yeah.
yeah, we certainly get the worst case scenario, I would just be
I
very
guess as long as,
upfront with.
yeah, as long as John knows, if we
Yeah.
take the old ones down, if he's got his new ones, I'm assuming he's still doing 3
Yeah. Yep.
to go up.
I don't think
that-
they've got it ordered yet, but I think
Okay.
they
He-
wanna.
He just got to realize that obviously if it comes time, we need to fix that, and we have to take them down temporarily and store it. I mean, I assume they're gonna be something that's got a livelihood
Yeah.
for several years like
Yeah,
these did.
yep.
They're not gonna have a date on it promoting an event that we're
Right.
gonna take it down and, okay.
Miss an event or something
Yeah.
like that.
Wouldn't hurt just to get somebody to get another bid in. I
Do
mean,
anybody does that kind of
Stucco
work?
and plaster,
Yeah.
I'll do some investigating. I mean, there are
Okay.
certainly people, if you can do plaster, you can do stucco. I mean, a lot of,
Okay.
some people still stucco their house, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a
Yeah.
complete dead art by any means.
No.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it's gonna be $1,000 plus job, then I think we should get a couple bids and,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and take a look at it, if it's, I'm just
Yeah.
assuming.
They wouldn't be true bids, they'd just be proposals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be fine. Now, can we agree to let John put up the new, or the
Yeah.
chamber put up the new murals with the idea that they may have to come down for a while? Is that,
Yeah, because it's our,
if we,
our
Is it a
maintenance
big
guys,
job to
our
take it
maintenance
down?
guys put them up.
How long does it take Dean to?
Well, they've got to rent a lift, but I had told John that, you know, if he would rent the lift, our maintenance would put them up. But we didn't want to incur the cost of buying the lift, so.
Right, so he'll have them ready, so the day we take the other ones down, the new ones go up.
I'm hoping
So
that's.
he only
what
rents
that-
it once,
Yep,
and, okay,
yep, but then if we have to take
if
them
we have
down,
to take them
then,
down, we'll have to rent it again.
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And if he wants to go forward,
If
he
he
can
wants
do
them up,
that.
yeah, don't
If
hold
he
them
doesn't
up.
wanna go forward, then they can wait till we're done.
Okay.
That sound?
Yeah, I would, I mean, it shouldn't be, you know, insurmountable here, that something's gonna take months and months to get done. I would think that fairly simple to do the repairs, whatever it needs to get it up before the winter's time, but to take it up and bring it back down and take it up,
Right.
that seems, I'd rather suggest to wait until the repairs are done, and once we get the cost, we can't approve that until we get the cost.
Would we leave it up to the chamber if they want to? I guess, I think I was saying, if the chamber wants to put new ones up, go ahead, but realize they might have to come down.
Yeah, I know that seems senseless. They're gonna have to pay the dual cost there. I mean,
Right.
if it was, again, my statement is, this shouldn't take a month or so to get the repairs done. I mean,
Right,
to
well,
get
but
a
that's
big-
what the gentleman was telling Dean, that he could start on this, trying to repair the spot, but he thinks it's gonna be a compound problem. Once he starts in, it's gonna be,
So
it's
if-
gonna flake
Well, we'll get a
off
bid
as he's
for
I
it.
would
going.
just,
Yes.
idea,
Worst case
I'd ask
scenario.
him what it would cost to do the whole wall.
Yeah.
And that's what,
Yeah.
worst
And
case
just go there
scenario.
and- Yeah,
So we're saying chamber, don't go ahead? Is that what
I
we're
would
saying?
suggest not to go ahead, just to save them money, 'cause
either way, I almost think we're gonna have a cost of a rental, because if that's the only way they come down, because we can't fix the wall without taking them down.
Right.
So,
So you would rather wait as well?
I guess we take them
Okay,
down so
okay.
this gentleman can get a good look at the wall and then a good estimate on the cost to refix the whole thing, and
Okay,
if he thinks that's necessary.
okay. Well,
If they need, I'm assuming they need to be down for him to know,
I'm assuming.
yeah.
He knows what the one area is because he can see that area. He doesn't know what's behind the,
Now,
behind the
if he
murals.
can't get to it until October, then tell the chamber they might wanna rent it. And
So
get 'em-
you
Get them
suggest that
switched
we-
when they're ready, and then we'll just have to, like I said, either way, I think we're gonna get into a cost of renting something to take them down for the repair, whether it's now or after the new ones are up.
so what's the direction we want to give the chamber? Hold off? Or,
hold off.
okay, okay.
and hopefully I'll get that,
I bet
Dean
they-
was hoping we'd get that quote within the week.
Yeah.
At least a worst case scenario estimate without seeing what's behind there, just giving a worst case scenario. And
Yeah.
he's hoping to get that in this week, so.
Okay, okay.
So I'll talk to John. I also have, I have a couple, more summer youth that I interviewed yesterday that we would like to bring on for the remainder. I think the summer youth program lasts until the end of August, basically to help us do some, cleaning and some light, maybe yard work, maintenance. So there's 3 of them that I got interviewed yesterday, so I would like to bring them on, maybe starting, all 3 of them said they would start as soon as possible. And so if it's okay, I've got 3 resolutions and we'd like to get them in, maybe clean in the CSB areas and help them with the clean in the RTA. And again, this is the program that we get reimbursed from the state for the,
Through jobs and family, through
yes,
their
yeah.
Who
youth.
supervises them?
We would on this one. We hired 2 of them for Job and Family, which Job and Family usually does that. These 3 would pretty much come to our office, and we could use one of them for like our scanning. We've been trying to get some of our files scanned in to help eliminate some of the papers, but mainly like getting the cleaning. We want to get some extra shampooing done on some carpets and cleaning things that we're kind of getting behind on with. So.
And Kathy still got money,
Yes, yep, yep.
yeah.
So if
It's
that's.
okay with
I don't see, I
me.
don't see any problem there.
Okay, I have three resolutions then. I have hiring Ryan Foreman as an intermittent cleaner for the Seneca County, I've got maintenance department, through the TANF Summer Youth Employment Program effective July 23rd, 2013. I have hiring Samantha Brickner as a intermittent cleaner for the Seneca County Maintenance Department through the TANF Summer Youth Employment Program effective July 23rd. And also Samantha Taylor as an intermittent cleaner for the Seneca County Maintenance Department through the TANF Youth Employment Program effective July 23rd, 2013.
Okay, is there a motion on that?
I make a motion that we approve those three resolutions.
Second.
Okay, any more discussion on that? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Zoller,
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy,
Yes.
Commissioner White.
Yes. All right, what else do we have for old business?
Fred, you had asked me when we were at Attica to remind you to bring up your, or not yours program, our incentive program. We have only had one application for that, and it was basically, it was a policy we've already had in place, so we've only had one applicant. I know you thought about bringing it back up, that way we can remind the employees, and you wanted an update on that.
Yeah, I think it needs to be mentioned that there's in excess of $10,000 in this private fund that is used for county employees for suggestions that can save the county money. So again, there's roughly $10,000 that is in there that is available to county employees that can have suggestions that the county can reap the benefit of, and they get a percentage of that, so. And that fund continues to grow, and we hope to find some money in areas, some savings in areas that we have not been able to see. 'Cause the thought process is those people on the shop floor know where the savings can come, sometimes even greater than us as managers. There's 10 grand out there that somebody can grab a hold of if they can come up with some thinking caps.
And I could send out just a reminder email to the department head saying, remember this program's still in place if
Okay.
your employees have any. So I can
Okay.
do that and send it out this week.
Okay,
I think that's all the old business I have.
you got a scheduling thing you want to talk about?
Oh, yes, thank you, Jeff. This Thursday, we have scheduled a board for 10 o'clock. We scheduled them on the last Thursday because of the end of the month, catching up for the auditor's office. Well, being the way this month falls, we will have another meeting on the 30th. And with the fair and different schedules going on this week, and with having an extra board session at the end, didn't know if you guys would be okay with canceling Thursday and just doing, today and then next Tuesday to finish up the end of the month cleanup for the auditor's office if you felt it was necessary. We don't have anything scheduled yet for Thursday. Didn't know if that would be a possibility.
I would certainly make the recommendation that we cancel next Thursday's meeting. Again,
This Thursday.
the reason for that last Thursday of the month is to take care of any last minute monthly business so we can approve it. Well, since there's next Tuesday, a week from today is still within the month of July, we can do it all at the same time, and that would be my recommendation.
Yeah.
Also,
Yep,
Agree.
thank you for bringing it up.
yep, okay. We'll get the notice sent out.
While we're talking about scheduling, I got a call Friday from the folks at the Attica Fair and they're gonna send us an invitation, or this lady's son's gonna send us an invitation to their grand opening, which is Tuesday, August 6th at 9 a.m. Now that presents a little scheduling problem for us. We have a work session that morning at 9:30 and then our regular board at 10. And then we have to be at Huron County at 11:30 for that Magnuson Creek thing. So I just bring it up for thoughts as to what, do we want to skip the Attica Fair grand opening? Do we want to reschedule things?
Can we hold our board session early afternoon? Bump it back, I mean, I don't know how long we'd be in here in county for the ditch thing.
You know, my suggestion, I think we have a very open dialogue within these meetings and so forth. why don't we just cancel the work session, which is at 9:30?
Then we
That
put
way we could-
Attica back and then back.
Attica, do that.
But then we're doing a lot of extra driving. I mean,
Oh, where are we going for the?
Huron
Magnus-
Huron
County,
County.
Oh, which is over that way.
Yeah.
which is,
Yeah.
you're probably 20 minutes from there when you're at the Attica Fair.
Oh, yeah. And
But
that's
then-
at,
then you
that's at
gotta-
11
You
o'clock.
have to eat
though.
at least, yeah, 11:30, you have to eat at least 3 candy apples to.
I have to bring 2 more shirts in. Strike that from the records.
I don't know, there's no real easy solution to it.
Could always just schedule our work session and board session later in the day,
Yeah,
like 1:30-ish. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kinda late, but
Yeah, it seems to me that
I
probably
don't know how long
makes the
the-
most sense.
Magnus.
now you could be
is
coming
just-
back here.
yeah, you gotta come back after the Magnuson Creek hearing and,
Yeah.
I was gonna see if we have anything on the calendar other than
okay.
that going on that day.
Okay, so if that's okay with the board, we'll figure on going to Attica Fair at 9.
Yeah.
Have to hang around a while and then go over to the thing in Huron County, unless you wanna drive back to Tiffin and back to Huron County, and then schedule for 1:30 or whenever we have an opening that day.
Yeah, all we have on is the fair opening, work session, board, and then the Norwich Township Hall for
Okay.
that meeting.
And
Is
then-
where that's at.
And then that evening, we have OSU
Yes,
extensions.
and that's not till 5.
Yeah, it's not till 5.
So I don't know how long the Magnuson ditch hearing is gonna be.
Is Attica at 8 or 9?
9.
Okay.
Yeah, that depends who shows up for that. I don't know if the board's up to speed on Magnuson Creek. This.
They explained it when they were here.
Okay, all right, good. That's an unusual situation.
Yeah. That starts at 11?
30.
11:30.
So if you guys wanna do the works, I mean, you could do like the work session at 1 and board at 1:30? Or do you guys just not wanna have a
Or
work
just
session?
combine them,
all-
I'd say.
Yeah, I would
Just,
just do everything
Oh,
at 1:30.
At 1:30.
okay.
On the 6th,
If
Is
it's 2
our,
hours, I would think we'd be all right.
Commissioners' meeting will
We
be
can
at
get an early
1:30
lunch at
on
the
the
fair
6th.
before we go to.
Yeah, we probably will.
I'm sorry, what's this?
We're just discussing the.
What we're gonna have for
how long-
lunch.
Yeah.
Hey, we're at Attica Fair.
We can eat at the fair before we go to the hearing, in case the hearing takes long.
I'm wondering if we could even, yeah, we probably better say 1:30 rather than 1.
I'd
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
you better say at least 1:30.
Yeah, if nobody comes, that thing will go really quick.
Right.
But if people come, it could take quite a while, because people are owed some money, and people owe some money on that ditch. And they may or may not be happy about it, I don't know. All right, okay, good enough. Any more old business, Nicole? Mr. Zoller?
No.
Old business, Tom?
No, I think
Okay, let's take a break from our regular business and go to Nancy Cochran, since we scheduled you at 10:15. You have some update for us?
Yes, I do.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hi there, Jeff
Thank you.
and Holly.
Hi, thank you.
First of all, I want to introduce you to a couple of our board members. We have Phyllis Putnam with us and Celinda Scherger. I try to invite board members to come whenever I'm speaking with the county commissioners. I think you may have heard that the Department of Mental Health and the Department of Alcohol and Drug Addiction Services have consolidated effective July 1st. They're now known as the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, otherwise known as MHA, which makes it real simple for us. You have before you a press release on a recertification through the Association of Boards. It's a volunteer process that 24 boards have gone through of the 53 boards, and your boards are judged in 8 different areas with over 100 standards to comply with. We did pretty good. One thing we did not do very well in is Board Records Commission. We were with the understanding that as long as we were part of Seneca County Boards Commission, we were fine. That's not so. Because we're a multi-county board, we have to have our own Records Commission, which would consist of our board chairperson, our board legal representative, which is Jim Melly out of Fremont, and a fiscal representative who would be our deputy director, Mircea Handru. So we will be meeting again the last Thursday in September, at which time we will make the motion to establish this Records Commission. I don't know if I need to withdraw from the Seneca County Records Commission, so maybe someone can lend
We
me
could-
some guidance
We can
on
ask the
that.
prosecutor that question, I would say.
Okay,
I don't see what it would hurt to have you sit on our records commission if you wanted to. But probably we ought to just ask him and get his guidance on that, since he's our legal.
okay, thank you.
Will you take care of asking that? All right, thank you.
With this consolidation and with the state budget, there were some language changes in the revised code. For the board, it means that we need to come to each of our 3 boards of county commissioners and consult with you about changing the number of board members that we have from 18 to 14. Now, either way, the department is fine. This board has normally had 15 and 16 board members. Through attrition is how we would lose members to get down to 14. I would like to ask that the Board of County Commissioners consider, excuse me, allowing us to go down to the 14 board members. It does require a resolution from you. I am working on some language on that to give to all 3 of the boards of county commissioners. So once I have that, I'd give it to you. But do you have any issues about that? You have a copy of the board members, and Seneca County is really kind of over-represented right now. I'm not asking anyone to leave through attrition, and we do have a couple of Seneca County members who would be, their terms would expire next year or the year after, and that would get us down to our 14. Now, we need the resolution from county commissioners by the end of September. We must advise MHA by January 1st, 2014. So,
Does anybody have any problem with the rule?
I have none
14?
No,
whatsoever.
I'm not
I-
with that
If
at
that's
all.
what you're comfortable with, that's what I'm
Yeah.
comfortable with.
okay, thank you. One of the other changes that was made is,
And you'll submit the proposed resolution to?
yes, yeah.
Our administrator, okay, thank you.
Okay. One of the other changes was that we were required to have a psychologist or a psychiatrist from one of our 3 counties if possible. That has been changed to a therapist of either mental health or alcohol drug services. I think it's going to be a little easier to get someone when you have someone at the doctor level. They don't like closing their office 2 days a month for committee and board meetings, so this just works out better. The other thing is, we used to be required to have an alcohol and drug addiction services standing committee. It was very redundant. Everything that I presented to that committee was presented to the board committees. So for that to be abolished was like, yay-hoo. So, we're glad with that one. Let's see. Oh, we had our board retreat in June, and I was really nervous about this board retreat because we were going to do a strategic plan. I had started a strategic plan and just was stumbling through how to go about it. And I invited the CEO from our board association to come up from Columbus and work with us on that Saturday. And it just turned out like a piece of cake. I mean, she just made it look so easy, you know, to go through and figure out what we want to do for the next 3 to 5 years. We came up with 3 goals, and I'd like to just tell you a minute about each of them. The first is to have levies in all 3 counties. We have levies in Seneca and Wyandotte. In November, we will be going out for our 8th time in Sandusky County, and that's been since 2007, I believe. So again, we keep trying to get that county, and each time we get a little bit closer, so we like to say the momentum is building, and so we're just gonna keep trying to pursue that. And then we have a process that we use for awarding levy funds to different local organizations. They can propose a program. One of our biggest requirements is we will fund that program for up to 5 years, and then they must show us a plan on how to sustain it. Because you don't want to bring a program into the community and then pull it away unless it's not successful. So, goal 2 is to reduce stigma through enhancing the community's awareness of the realities of mental illness and addiction. Now, I have a press release that goes out to all the local newspapers once a week. We have we've contracted with a person to design a website that will be up and running August 1st. This website then will have all kinds of links like all websites do, but it will tell about what the board does and about the providers of the board and the programs that the board offers, as well as like national associations, National Alliance for the Mentally Ill. It will just have some websites for someone who's looking for some help, and hopefully we'll get some hits on that and see if we can't start building more education through that means. The third goal is to increase services for individuals and their families diagnosed with addictions, and to increase resources if possible. We're always writing grants. The federal government has several grants. They're very difficult to get. The last one we got was in 2004. It was a 5-year grant. It was not renewed. But we continue to write grants. We seem to have no problem getting small state grants, but these big ones are very elusive to us. I don't know. You get a copy of our minutes each month, of the board minutes, and so you should be pretty aware of in April when we award levy funded initiatives. Some of them that we've done has enhanced programs through the Family Children First Council, Suicide Prevention Coalition, CARSA, which is communities, I don't know, something about reducing substance abuse. I can never remember what that A stands for. But it's a prevention coalition that puts out information to the public about the reasons why you don't want to begin drinking, why you want to quit smoking, just those types of efforts. So we have finally a health assessment that is done every 3 years in Seneca County. We are working on a strategic plan with this health assessment, which is part of what the hospitals need for their CHIP program, Community Health Improvement Plan. And through this strategic plan, we have come up with 4 priority populations. Persons diagnosed with a mental illness, adult and kids with substance abuse issues. Obesity came to the top real quick, and I would love to find the website. There's a website out there that shows from, I want to say 1999, and each year how obesity has spread across the nation. It's scary. And when I get that website, I'll give it to Nick and she can share it with you because it really shows a lot. And the fourth one is risky behavior, mostly by youth, bullying, again, starting with the drugs. So those are the 4 priority populations. And there will be an unveiling of all of this September 11th out at NCOESC, and I will see that you get an invitation to that. It should be pretty enlightening, I think. It's all about Seneca County and good information. It's not just about what we do, it's about what the hospitals do, it's about quality of life, safety issues, school issues, and so it should be pretty interesting, I think. I think you'll enjoy, and I think, Jeff, you may have attended one of those
Probably have.
already? Okay. But that's what we have right now, and, anytime you have questions when you're reading the minutes and stuff, you have any questions, just give the office a call.
All
Okay?
right, thank you.
Thank you for the update, thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate the board members donating their time as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on then to new business.
Okay, I have an appropriation adjustment for the Law Library Resources Board Fund, 032, moving $212.78 from supplies to other expense, and $258.10 from equipment to other expense, total moved $470.88. I have a supplement to the permit appropriations for the Public Assistance Fund, 030, putting $3,000 into travel and expense, $2,500 into advertising and printing, $200,000 into public assistance for a total $205,500.
Stacy, can I stop there for a second?
Yep.
How is that, compared to budget? The public assistance?
That is the Job and Family Services, there.
Oh, that's not in the
That's,
council?
nope, that's not the general fund, that's,
Okay,
the public
okay,
assistance
okay.
fund they get in from the state. And it looks like this one was
I'd
for,
have to say 010 if it was general fund, like
Okay.
that next one is.
it says, which will allow the agency employees to participate in the multiple trainings and testing newly introduced software programs, expand PRC, the prevention and retentions and contingency services such as the summer youth employment program to serve TANF, enable clients for the remainder of the calendar year. So they're just appropriating money that they've already had in place for these programs. I have a supplement to the permanent appropriations for the general fund. I have $10,000 into supplies, $175,000 into contract services, $185,000. This is into our maintenance line. The majority of it's going to be for utilities. We've had some issues with a couple of our buildings. I think I brought to you. We've had issues with the air conditioning, issues with the. We are currently and past are having issues with the CSB elevator. It is currently down again right now. We're trying to get some blueprints. And the elevator was put in 1940, and we're having trouble finding prints so the elevator guys can actually, instead of spending so much time tracing down it, trying to find the right wires. So that's going to be a big expense. We just have some building repairs, a lot of air conditioners at the beginning of the year. But the majority of that will be for the electric. Beginning of the year, we have to reduce a little bit to make sure the budgets are going to work, and we always hope that we're going to be able to cut contract service and maintenance. But this year, it looks like we need. After her doing some figures, she says she's going to need it for the remainder of the year. But this should be it.
Now, this is general fund here, and
Yes.
this will, it's utilities, repairs, there's not a lot you can do about it, but it will cut into your unappropriated balance by that amount. Hopefully, what we're doing with Palmer Energy to reduce energy costs will help with this come next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is kind of
Yeah.
disheartening to take that much out of the unappropriated balance.
Yeah. Which I think the unappropriated balance now is it 1.2?
1, 2, yeah.
Okay. I have a supplement to the permit appropriations for the Juvenile Dispute Resolution Fund, 108, putting $1,000 into supplies. I have a supplement to the permit appropriations for the Probate Special Projects Fund, 093, putting $10,456 into equipment. I have a supplement to the permit appropriations for the Juvenile Programs and Services Fund, 176, putting $943.50 into equipment. I have a decrease to the permit appropriations for the Juvenile Program and Services Fund, 176, reducing salaries, $28,447.79, reducing Medicare, $412.50, workers' comp reduction, $64.67, hospitalization, $18.44, PRS, $3,867.33, for a total reduction, $32,810.73.
Excuse me, is this, like, we eliminated the person?
She didn't give details on her request.
I think there's some in the back, if you flip to the last page of that one.
Let's see.
It almost looks like we eliminated the person here when he's,
And the amounts, that's what it appears, but she's.
The way she was describing it, because I had to call and ask her about it yesterday, was I believe they used to pay somebody out of this fund, but at the beginning of the year, because they were going to eliminate this fund, they started paying somebody out of a different fund, is the way I kind of understood it. So,
Yeah,
they didn't eliminate it, they're just paying it out of a different fund.
not the general fund.
government accounting, don't we love it?
The juvenile court has several different pots they receive that
Yeah.
are specifically for different things. And I guess we allow them to move it, but we don't track it, each thing specifically.
Right. When we see those larger
It's
numbers,
grants
that's
they
what,
receive.
that's what our thoughts were. There's not the email attached to it, all it is that decrease request.
And Teresa's the one that
Yep,
handles that,
Yep.
Teresa Kopp at juvenile court.
Mhm, mhm. So it's non-general funds,
Fund 176,
Yeah.
non-general fund.
okay, I have a resolution authorizing Tanya Hemmer, Assistant Administrator, to sign any and all necessary documentation in the absence of the county administrator. For some reason, if I happen to not be here and the board not happen to be here, rarely happens, but there was I'm trying to remember, a payroll incident or something that, the board was out and I had a vacation day that day. Allows her, in a certain instances, because she's supposed to be acting as if I'm not there, so that's what that's for, and the auditor had asked us if we'd actually put one in place. That's always been kind of her role, but they wanted it in resolution form, but it's only in the absence of the commissioners and myself. And I have another one authorizing Tanya Hemmer, Assistant Administrator, to sign purchase orders, vouchers, and all necessary documentations for the Seneca County Law Library. This is until the Law Library decides on what they want to do with the position. They have asked if the board would allow Tanya to get vouchers done for her. She shouldn't have too many.
yeah, in essence, with the absence of the individual in the law library that has resigned, we thought that it was until we find a replacement so that we keep that department moving, if we could just move the bill paying over to this office so that things could keep rolling until we find a replacement. It keeps a gun away from us from finding a replacement tomorrow. We could do it in a more orderly manner, as long as Tanya can continue to pick up and handle some of the minor duties in that area. So that's the reason for that.
And I have a resolution authorizing Jeffrey D. Wagner, President of the Board, to sign the Ohio Public Works Commission project agreement for the Ohio Local Transportation Improvement Program for 2013. think that's all I have.
Okay, is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve those resolutions as outlined.
I will second.
Any discussion on any of them? All right, roll call, please.
Commissioner Zoller,
Yes.
Commissioner Stacy,
Yes.
Commissioner Whitner.
Yes. Okay, on other new business. Nicole? Holly?
None.
Tons of them.
Okay.
I was asked by a Tea Party representative if they could put like in Constitutional Day, apparently in previous years, they would put a plaque of the Constitution up on the old courthouse lawn, and maybe they would have classes for various students or so forth that explain the Constitution. So apparently this is something that has been done in previous years, and they asked if they could do it again this year on Constitution Day.
Did you have them, is there contact information? I have a buildings and grounds application that they fill out, and it's,
Okay, I'll say something to them
Okay.
to contact you.
Yep.
But I needed to get permission from the board to see if that was something, is that factual that we've allowed that in?
Yeah,
previous-
we have a standard form if somebody wants to use the courthouse grounds, and really, as long as it's not something totally objectionable, or they have a record of not cleaning up after themselves, we don't really deny anybody. Now, if some weird group come in about,
Yeah.
we might have to take it on a case-by-case basis, but there is a form to fill out.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, I'll contact them and have them fill the form out, and then Constitution Day is until sometime in September, so we have some time that we can.
And I can
do
just
that.
email them the form and they can send it back. And usually if it's the courthouse lawn, it's always been our practice that the administrative judge also signs off on that. The administrator, I can sign off on them, but we also get permission from the judges just because it's their building, especially if it's during the week or something like that. They haven't rejected anything, but if they happen to be having a big court case and don't want a lot of stuff going on, I'm just trying to think of an option. They would not do it, but they always have.
I'll have them contact you, I
Okay.
just wanted to get
Yep, I think I'm
the
okay.
feeling from the board and so forth. A couple other things I wanted to discuss. I was at I'm sorry, I'm an old timer, I call it the old Kroger store. Someday I'll learn the name of the darn place, but the old Kroger store. They're having a couple seminars coming up here. They're free seminars. One is energy conservation projects that is on August 21st. And again, it is a free seminar, and I suggested that Dean Disto from our maintenance department attend that. I think it's a 4, 5, 6 hour seminar where they make suggestions on ways that we can analyze and just minor things, how we can save energy, and you know, if it's weather stripping of a door. I'm sure a lot of it, the things that we've already done, but again, it's a no cost to the county, and I think it's something that would be helpful. It's 4 or 5 hours of a maintenance person's time to just attend that seminar and to go through it. So I would recommend that Dean sign up for it, and because space is limited, we need to do that as quick as possible if that's approved by the board.
Dean, or if he has somebody else that's.
Yeah, whoever. I just,
Yeah.
somebody from the maintenance department, and so they can analyze. This isn't a Palmer Energy thing, this is more the small little incidental little things, you know, caulking around windows or stuff, you know, again, I don't know, I didn't attend it. The other thing is, and apparently this is state mandated, there's a public records seminar, and that somebody from the county should attend that, and I suggested that Tanya Hemmer attend it, or Nicole from our department, and gets certification. Again, this is also a no cost to the county, it's a free seminar, but apparently it's, from what I told, it's mandated by the state.
What's the date of it?
And that's in September 27th. And again, space is limited for that. If you guys agree to that, then I think that's something that,
As elected officials, we have to attend one.
No, we don't have to, we can have one
We
of
can
these
have them
guys
do it
that-
for us?
Yeah, we're kind of lucky in that.
yeah.
But somebody
So-
from our,
There would, and there's a certain number of hours, is it a year? Or there's, I forget, but somebody has to be trained a certain number of hours per year.
Mm-hmm.
That bill passed the Ohio House with one dissenting vote, and that was my vote back 5, 6 years ago. I thought, no training on all this stuff. Yeah, if the office wants to look into that and see who should attend, or if you've already done it this year, I mean, you wouldn't
Don't
need
need
to
it, yeah.
attend again, but there is a certain number of hours that somebody in this office has to.
I've got the brochures here that I'll give them where they can
Okay.
sign up for them, and again, you know, it's no cost to the town.
And it would certainly be, if any of you would like to attend the board, you're not mandated to, but if anybody'd like to attend, it certainly wouldn't hurt.
Thank you, but one more seminar is not really,
Yeah.
not my druthers.
Okay.
Two more things. I'm going to talk a little bit about the meeting that we had last week with Ottawa County, Sandusky County, Seneca County, each one of the commissioners of each one of those counties. We met last Tuesday, I think, over to Sandusky County. We had Todd O'Dott, am I pronouncing it right? Todd O'Dott or O'Dott?
Audette,
O'Dott.
Audette, not.
Audit.
ODOT is the department.
I know, that's
Audette.
what's confusing, his name's so close, but him, Mike Stormer, and Jeff Lurkey from Columbus, and to really talk about this 53 coalition and their thought process in it, and we basically went in the meeting that's like, hey, this is what we would like to do with this coalition, you tell us what's realistic and what is obtainable so that we can truly have something happen. They made some recommendations, and so they could help us through the track process. They had to get Todd Audette. I'm never gonna get that one right. He had to have sign off by his direct report, and it also had to go up to Director Ray, from what I understand, before they can start the process of the study and so forth. And I got a call back from Todd on Friday and said that there was overwhelming support and even a recommendation from the governor that this project seems to be worthwhile, which is opening up the corridor from Wyandotte County to Ottawa County. So it's a long process that's probably 100 steps, and we're on step 3. So it's just a long process there. So I was very excited when he called, and Todd was excited too, and how quickly that the response come back to him that we can start proceeding with this. So that's just what I know as of this point. So it's a long process, and I think a very key element to this is the coalition, and he was very upfront with that. The 4 counties coming together, and I know this is kind of a dead horse, but the contribution that the county can make towards the ultimate project will certainly help speed it along and elevate the process as it goes through the ODOT track process. And that's a whole separate subject we'll deal with here. But
When's our next big meeting on that?
we have, there will be a report that we have to give at the COG, and that's in August. I don't have the exact date.
I mean, when all the commissioners get together.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah, that's the one that we'll have out the Kroger store, and that's sometime in August.
I have the 16th down, if that's correct.
Let me look to see.
It's at 11. And that's on my calendar, not the county
Well,
calendar.
I don't,
That's how I didn't know if that was confirmed or
yeah,
not.
I don't have that. I will, certainly I would like that in the paper, so let me get confirmation of that. So what that
We
date is.
set that at the last meeting, but I don't recall.
I'm guessing that's why I got it on
I
here.
don't have the 16th, I'm sorry.
That sounds right.
Is it the 16th sounds?
Okay.
I would.
11 o'clock sounds right, because that's when they usually schedule them, is at 11.
Yes, I'll have to confirm on that. That's where all the commissioners and so forth. We're having some difficulty on keeping Wyandotte County engaged, and quite frankly, as they were very upfront with us, they got a couple 4-laners already, and they've got a lot of economic development over there and so forth. But I've had some meetings this morning, some private meetings that we're gonna try to come through the economic development people and to talk with the commissioners to keep them engaged in the process, because I believe the coalition is absolutely paramount for us to keep this elevated on ODOT's screen. Absolutely imperative there. So that's kind of an update with that. I thought that was very good news, and Todd seems to be very interested and excited about it, and I think that was also good that we had kind of a approval from the governor, which I thought meant an awful lot. Lastly, because I don't want to go on forever and ever, we had a Wolf Creek meeting last week. I had some contact with Sandusky County Commissioner, and I think I understand the grand plan here. And that certainly is to take care of the flooding issues upstream. But one of the issues that certainly concerned me, and I think it's a valid concern, is if you take care of the flooding upstream, if it bottlenecks at the Sandusky County line, you're still going to have some flooding issues. And so what I'm trying to work through is, if this project is approved, and if we still have flooding at the Sandusky County line, would they or are they willing to take appropriate measures to rectify the problem? And I've got a verbal commitment from one of the commissioners that's the only one I've spoke with, is that they would very seriously consider that if we open up the Seneca County part, but all of a sudden it gets to Sandusky County and it backs up. And I realize there's a lot of things that have to be done, but I think it's a valid concern and claim that we have to have some assurances that we can get the water through to the Sandusky River.
When I talked to one of their commissioners prior to last Tuesday's meeting and back in February or so, that's the same thing. I was told that, and they said, you got to take care of what's yours and what you can address with your petition, and if the problem comes to be a flooding issue, then obviously we will need to address the concerns on this side.
Well, so I think that certainly has a very strong factor in my approval of the process. I mean, I'm just letting the cat out of the bag, and to go ahead and eliminate the problem in Seneca County only to create an issue right at the county line just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. All we're doing is we're moving the problem from A to B.
Right.
Now, as long as we have a commitment, and I understand, I'm not asking to do
There'd be no
anything.
guarantee on that from them, I'm sure.
Well, I
But-
understand, and that's the next thing, and I hate to say this, because I don't really want it to go in the paper, but I want to check the legalities of it too. If we have any enforcement levels of that, if we eliminate the problem on B, but A's now the new problem, but I'm hopeful, and I think that there's a level of cooperation with Sandusky County that we can address those issues if it comes up and if we decide to go forward with the Wolf Creek process. So I'm just.
And as Mark described, that what we would do would help with the problem at the line a little bit as well, because just removing log jam here, and here, and sandbars that hold things up, you have no retention right now. So one, it will allow things to go a little faster up to the river and maybe beat the flow before it gets to the river. Some of the other, and you'll have some retention now, just because everything's full behind these log jams, there's no retention. So
Yeah.
we'll have a little bit more of a buffer there, as rains come.
And one thing that I was amazed at, because I did tour the area last week, and in Seneca County, the water was standing still. Once it got to the Sandusky County line, I seen white water. That tells me there's a tremendous fall. So it may not be an issue, I don't know, but
Tremendous fall, plus there's log jams holding it up in Seneca
Yeah,
County.
yeah,
So you've got
yeah,
standing water
absolutely,
that can't
absolutely. Yeah,
go
so-
through.
I know we've got not till November 26th until Mark Zimmerman, Tia's got their information put together, but I'm trying to be proactive to make sure, at least from my perspective, and I'll report that back to the board. And I've got to get with the Sandusky County engineer, who's apparently a very authoritative on this process. He's on vacation this week, so.
And it is my hope, and I will push for this too, is that we get that report from Mark at least a week or two ahead of
Oh,
the
absolutely.
26th, so we can read that
Right.
and not just go into it cold.
Yeah.
All right, let's see, did I ask you if you had any new business?
Yeah, yes, you did, and I have none.
Okay, all right, I don't have anything else. Public comment? Okay, no public comment. I guess if there's nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we're adjourned at 10:50.